Good morning everybody, I hope you guys are doing really well and welcome back to another vlog. This vlog is not going to be out for a little while. I see a little spider up there. It's not going to be out for a little while because by the time this vlog comes out this baby, let me stand back for you guys. This baby would have been here. Some have guessed it, some have not. I am 36 weeks and 4 days pregnant. Trying to give you a good angle. Let's face you guys down. Yeah, I'm 36 weeks and 4 days pregnant today. Today is March 16th. We're about to go for our last scan and we're about to become a family of 4 in about 4 to 5 weeks. Exciting. I'll bring you guys closer now. I don't want one of those people that was always rubbing up their belly because those people annoy me. Yeah, this pregnancy has been pretty good. I'm not looking like an egg like my last pregnancy. I know people say I wasn't looking like an egg, but I feel like I was looking like an egg, okay? So, my skin hasn't broken out crazy, which is good. It's actually behaving very, very well. Everything's been going well. So we're about to go to the scan. This is the last growth scan. So I guess they'll find out the positioning of the baby, if all the fluids and everything is going well. So far so good, everything has gone well. There is some differences in this pregnancy compared to Ezra's pregnancy. I've got it written down, so when I come back from my scan, I'll sit down guys and I'll tell you a little bit different. Got my notes in this little bag ready to go. Make sure I don't forget that. Just waiting for Matt to finish. He just dropped off Ezra and then we will go. But yeah, this mama is about to be a mama of 2. I'm excited. We've sorted out everything. When you saw my vlog when I was changing Ezra's room around, that's because I was changing the room around so we can accommodate a baby in there. I'll show you guys. Quickly show you guys that. So here we are. These are all the nappies. This is the cot. We've bought a new mattress for that. This is the bedside cot that's going to go into my room. That is also got a new mattress in there. That's already, it looks a mess right now, but don't worry, it'll be fine soon. And then in here it's going to be baby's drawer. So I've already sorted that out. I've got nappies, wipes, bibs, baby grows, burp cloths. What are these called? Little vest tops, muslin cloths, pretty much everything. These are to go in the car seat, which we've put in the car. Little, look at these. Ezra had those. This is like a little kit. Tommy Tippy kit. I think it has. Yeah, just like a comb and stuff. But yeah, we're pretty much ready there. So these babies are going to share that room together, but they're not going to share the room initially because obviously the baby is young. It's just going to be the baby in this room until they move on to that room. But I wanted to get that room ready. I had a nightmare with, well, not really a nightmare, but I literally bought 3 mattresses for that cot. I bought that cot in the US and I did not realize that the US measurements for cots is different to the UK measurements for cots. I bought it at IKEA, so I thought I could just go to IKEA, get a cot and it would fit. Nah. I bought 2 from IKEA UK. They didn't fit. Then I was like, something's up. So I looked it up, and then finally I found the information that the US cot, or cribs, if you're in the UK, if you're in the US, a crib in the US measurement is different to the crib in the UK measurement. Did you know that? Because I didn't. So I had to order the mattress from the US. Anywho, I'll tell you more later. So now let's go to the scan. Hi beautiful people, we're back from the hospital. Let me show you the little bubber. See, it's not really, it's not the best best picture, but there, everything's fine. But thank God. The only issue is my iron. I'm low on iron and it's dropping. They're talking about potentially giving me an iron infusion. I'm going to see the consultant next week now. I wasn't meant to be seeing a consultant. I wasn't meant to be going back to the hospital for another 3 weeks, but now I'm going back to the hospital next week for a consultant appointment about this iron situation, and then again the following week to see a midwife, and then 2 weeks after that. Anyway, so we'll have to see what the consultant says, but the midwife was saying potentially doing an iron infusion, because what they don't want to do is start, like, I go into labour on low iron, start off with low iron in labour. I mean, the only thing I can do to try and increase it is eat more red meat. So I'll do that, because I would rather increase it naturally than getting an iron infusion. But I just don't know if I have enough time to get the iron up between now and when I'm due, because I'm like nearly 37 weeks. Anywho, I also collected my injections. So one thing that's different in this pregnancy is that since, if you've been here a long time, you know I had a blood clot in 2019 on my leg. Really don't know what caused it. It could have been the pill, it could have been flying, but I think there was never really one thing kind of given. They just said it's a mixture of both. But because of that, to prevent potential blood clots, and you are at a higher risk of getting blood clots when you're pregnant, I've been taking an injection of Fragmin every day since week 5. So I have taken over 200 injections. Let me show you guys. You hear them? That is all my injections. You can see them. I take one of them a day. That's my sharps bin. I'll return that once I'm done with the injections. But yeah, so I've been taking them since week 5, and I'm going to take them up until 6 weeks after I give birth. So I still got a little while to go. I'm only taking them as a preventative measure because I don't have an active blood clot right now. But yeah, this is what I'm on. It's Fragmin. 5,000 units. And I take it in the evening. I take it at 6 p.m. The injections, sorry, it's really bright today, which is unusual for London. But yeah, those are the injections. And I inject them either side of my belly button, or you can also either side of the belly button or on your thighs. But yeah, every day for the past over 200 days I've been taking one of those. I think I've only missed maybe a couple, less than 5. So that's something different in this pregnancy. The other thing that's different is low on iron, which I've already mentioned. In this pregnancy, I've got indigestion. Oh God, I'm telling you. The indigestion was so bad. Like, it wasn't heartburn. It was just indigestion. Like, I just could not digest the food. I'd eat the food and I'd feel it just sitting here. So I was taking loads of Rennies, which is like a heartburn medication, like a, you know, like the little things that you suck to kind of relieve heartburn. So I was taking that for a while. Well, and then I realized you can actually get a prescription of a stronger medication to help with the indigestion. So since I had that, I don't suffer with indigestion anymore. Let me show you this is the that's what I'm on. Just hiding my details, but yeah, omeprazole is what I'm taking. I can show you like that. So that's what I'm taking. So I'm taking that. So if you are pregnant and you've got indigestion really bad, you can get your general practitioner to prescribe you that, and it helps with indigestion. You're meant to take it every day. I don't take it every day, and it's been fine. It's really kept it at bay. Because I had such bad indigestion, I wasn't able to like keep food, like eat. So I'd eat breakfast and then I'd eat dinner, or if I ate lunch, then I would eat dinner. But I had to like space out the meals so far. Most times I just I was like getting away with just like a meal, because depending on what time I ate, if I would have to eat breakfast really early in order for me to be able to have dinner at a good time. Or if I have lunch, it has to be like 11 o'clock, and then a good few hours would pass by the time I had dinner again. But if I happen to have dinner at like 1-2 p.m, have lunch 1-2 p.m, I just wasn't able to stomach having dinner. So that was something that was different. I was also sick at the beginning. In December, I had an ear infection. That's why I didn't do Vlogmas, because I had an ear infection and tonsillitis. And then I think I lost like a stone then in weight. And yeah, I've slowly put it back on, but I haven't put on that much weight with this pregnancy. Maybe that's why my face is not full like it was the last time. Also, my mum and my sister would tell you I'm not eating like the way I was eating before. They're actually disappointed. They're like, oh man, we thought you were going to be, boxing the food like you was before, but I'm not. And then because of the low iron, I didn't realize that's why I was so tired in my second trimester. I was so tired. I was in the bed, okay? Lucky for me, I'm blessed that I don't actually go to work a 9 to 5. So I just work in the home, but I literally was sleeping 2-3 hours a day because I just was so tired all the time. I'd wake up and I'd be tired like again. But once I got the iron, I felt the energy within like a week or so. So I just haven't been sleeping like that anymore. So that's good. And I only started taking the iron nearly 2 months ago now. So you can tell how long I've suffered. I've suffered with the tiredness for a long time. Actually, the tiredness started in my first trimester. Yeah, because I remember when I was in Kenya, all I did was sleep. I slept a lot. So I suffered my first trimester, second trimester with tiredness. My third trimester with tiredness. I've just suffered with tiredness with this whole pregnancy. The other thing is pelvic girdle pain. I had that with Ezra, but I had pelvic girdle pain after pregnancy, pretty much. It wasn't before. This time, pelvic girdle pain caught me at 15 weeks. Oh my God. Can I sit? I can't sit comfortably on the sofa. I have to sit on the bouncy ball. Sleeping is like turning in the bed is so painful. I have to make sure that my legs are together like this when I'm getting out the bed, getting out the car, turning. So I cannot wait for that to disappear. But to be fair, last time after I had Ezra, it took me nearly a year for me to stop having the pelvic girdle pain. But what I'm going to do different this time is I'm going to go and see a physio. Like once this baby is born and I'm still suffering, if I'm still suffering with pelvic girdle pain, I am going to the physio and getting aligned or something, because I'm not suffering for another year postpartum with pelvic girdle pain. Not doing that. My cravings, my first couple of cravings was Subway sandwich. I don't even eat Subway, but for some reason I wanted Subway. I had it 3 times, and the third time after I had the Subway, the bread was stale. I've never been back. So it just put me off. I was like, you know what? I don't even be eating this stuff, so what's the point? I don't need to be eating this stuff. So once the Subway bread was stale from that one shop, I never went back. The other thing I crave and I eat a lot is ice. Like, we just got back. We went to Nando's, just picked up an order to go. Nando's ice is elite. I had the ice craving last time with Ezra too, but this time is bad because I'm literally hovering in the fridge. I buy ice bags. I don't make my own fridge ice. I have to have the ice bags that you buy, and then I smash them, put it in a bowl, and I just sit there and crunch the ice. It's probably not good for my teeth. Matthew tells me that all the time, but I care. It satisfies the craving. So it doesn't matter. So I have ice all the time, but the Nando's ice is the elite ice. So I've gone into Nando's a couple of times when I'm not going to eat and just ask for ice, and they've given it to me. So I normally have this little cup that I travel with, fill it up with ice, and I just crunch the ice and I'll eat the ice. That's the other craving. And then one other craving is salt. Like I do have a bit of salt. Like I use the flaky salt, which is like not fine salt. It's a bit more chunkier. So I do be having maybe 1 or 2 of those when I walk past the kitchen. Yum, yum. Love it. See, these cravings make me happy. The ice and the salt make me happy. Like to the point where I'm salivating. I need to go get some salt and ice. With Ezra, my cravings was orange tango, which is like a fizzy drink, like a Fanta, and chicken wings, and then ice. So this one's a little bit different. Oh, we don't know what we're having. Again, it's a surprise. We didn't find out the sex gender of the baby. We'll find out at birth. We did that with Ezra. We just kind of felt it was the same to do it this time. Personally, I did want to find out. I thought at one point when we went to an appointment, I was like, I want to find out. But Matthew doesn't want to find out, and one of us can't know. So we just uniform in, and we're not going to find out. That's it. I think that's all I have to update you with the pregnancy. The only thing I need to sort out is my hospital bag. I'll show you guys when I pack that. The beds, the cribs, the bedside crib, the car seat, everything else is pretty much sorted. And the only other thing I need to get is some snacks for the hospital and some energy drinks, a Lucozade energy drink. I had that last time when I was in labor, and it did help give you like the electrolytes. So that's it. So after today, since I've had my appointment, apart from the iron situation, everything's fine. I am hoping that I go into labor spontaneously, that I don't have to be induced, because I was induced with Ezra. And they've told me that I cannot go past 41 weeks. That's the advice currently. Not just for me, but for like all mothers at the moment. But if you do happen to go up to 41 weeks, they can look at the blood and then look at the baby and take your, vitals and stuff. And they can make a decision whether they will let you go over. But the overall advice is not to go over 41 weeks. But it always just kind of comes down to individually how you and the baby are doing. So hopefully everything continues to be as it is. God is leading this pregnancy as he leads my life. So I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. I'm trusting in him. And yeah, we'll have a baby soon at some point. So yeah, that's the whole lowdown about the pregnancy, the bump. Let's have a look again. Here. Oh. Maybe I'll show you guys in the mirror. Here's the bump. I should take this off. It looks, I've eaten now, so it looks a little bit bigger than it did probably earlier. If you want to know the measurements, I'm measuring 38.5 inches around. Yeah, that's it. That's the bump. There you go. So yeah, I'm measuring 38.5 centimeters to give you a good average, because obviously the camera adds weight to you, so I might look bigger than I actually am. But this is a medium jacket from Zara that I got recently, so if you like this, it's from Zara, and it's oversized a little bit, but it's a medium and I could close it. So yeah, that's it guys, you're in the loop. And now I am going to just take you guys along this pregnancy, and then once I've announced that I've had the baby, then I'll release these videos and then we'll go from there. So hope you're excited as much as we are to welcome this baby into this family. Howdy people, how you guys doing? I'm here with another pregnancy update. I am 39 weeks and 6 days. Tomorrow I'm 40 weeks pregnant, and it's due date tomorrow, even though I have no movement. This week I've walked twice. Well, I've walked every day, but I've done 2 intentional long walks on Tuesday and Tuesday and Wednesday? No, it was Monday and Tuesday. My memory's bad. Baby brain, that is. So yeah, I've done like long walks, and in the night, the following morning, early hours, I felt like I'm getting some cramping and some period pains, but that kind of disappeared, so it's not working. But I'm patient, because I feel like this baby it's not coming like tomorrow. He or she's not coming tomorrow. He or she's not coming this weekend. I've even made plans to go to my mum's house. Mum's asking me what she wants me to cook, what she wants to cook for me. And I'm like, yes, let's get the food inside, okay? But I have no taste for anything particular, where like earlier in this pregnancy, I was very particular about what I want to eat. But now I'm just like, yesterday I had no desire for eating anything. You know what I ate? Cereal. I ate Weetabix for dinner. So I had eaten other nutritious things in the day, but for dinner I was just like, I can't think of what I want to eat. I had options. I had food that was cooked. I had things in the freezer. Like, I just didn't have a taste for anything, so I literally just had cereal. I don't know about my iron. So tomorrow we're gonna go to a midwife appointment. I'm my 40-week midwife appointment, and I'm hoping that they can do a sweep on me. That's when they sweep the membranes and hopefully get the baby moving, if the cervix is favorable. So if the cervix is not favorable, they won't be able to do it. I've never had a sweep before. I declined it the last time, so we'll see if I'm actually even eligible for one. I just don't have my hopes pinned on anything. Like, I don't have my hopes pinned on tomorrow the baby come in. I don't have my hopes pinned on getting a sweep, because I just think like these things just don't always work out. So like, if you're too far gone on one side, where you're like, oh my god, like too hang up on one decision, you get disappointed. So that's why I'm super chilled this pregnancy. Like, I'm just taking it in my stride, to be honest. Let me show you the bump. This is pretty much my 40-week bump. I'm on my tippy toes right now, so you can see. Yeah, or maybe I should put you like maybe there. Is that better? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so this is 40 weeks. I literally have this top, then I have this belly band, then these jeans come with a band. But I found these jeans, got these jeans from H&M, but I found them quite annoying. Like, this belly band just always dropped down, so I need an extra belly band. And then here we are. Here's the Here's the baby at 40 weeks. So, let me put my layers back on. So, belly band, trouser belly band, regular belly band. That kind of keeps them in place. And then the top, this is a maternity one. I got in a 2-pack from H&M. And that's it. So, will the baby come soon? Yes. Will the baby come tomorrow? I don't know. I am not psychic. I'm not God. I don't know. But me and Matthew are about to go for lunch right now. I'm trying to do lots of things together before the baby comes. But me and him haven't done anything solo for 6 months, so it doesn't always happen like that. He, however, did take Ezra out last weekend to bowling, arcade, and funfair, Saturday and Sunday. So we've been doing lots with Ezra to try and make sure that he feels that we spend a lot of time with him, because it's a transition for Ezra. It's going to be a big transition for him, having another child in here, and like that child having our attention, because obviously he spent 5 years just being him, sole child who we dote over. So we're trying to be very intentional. We're spending even more quality time that we normally do with him. We do a lot of stuff together, but we want to be even more intentional with the time that we spend with him, individually and as a family. So that's him and Matt just went out last weekend. I didn't want to join because I wanted them to have their time together, but I also couldn't join because I can't be walking around. I needed to rest. And also, like, after the baby comes, we're also going to be very intentional. We're still spending time with him. He's got the bike now, so we can, he can go out on the bike. We can watch him on the bike. Yeah, we just don't want to be like solely baby, forget Ezra. We need to be still continue how Ezra is, and then incorporate the baby into our already set life. At least that's how I would like it to go, but you never know when these things actually materialize and happen. But yeah, there's nothing else left to do. I am going to pack a bag for Ezra. I thought about this last night, with like 2 outfits, pajamas and stuff like that. So like whenever I go into labour, we can take that bag to my mum's, and then she obviously has things to change Ezra in and stuff. Whoever is looking after Ezra, because I still don't know. It's going to be someone in the family, either Leah, my brother, my papa, my aunts. Somebody's going to have Ezra. I just don't know who. Because it depends on when I go into labour, if he's in school or not, if it's a weekend or not. But he'll need clothes either way, so I'm packing the clothes so we can have that ready. But I've packed my hospital bag. I've just got a few things to chuck in there, like some skincare stuff, my toothbrush. Yeah, that's it. I'll update you tomorrow when we go to our last our 40-week antenatal appointment, and then see what's going on. Okay, bye. Hi guys, and my 2 car seats. Here's the baby car seat. Used to be Ezra's and Ezra's car seat. Anyway, hi guys. 40 weeks today. Today's the due date, and I'm going to my midwife appointment now. And yeah, feeling good. Feeling optimistic. I feel like I might be able to get a sweep today, fingers crossed. So crazy, but I've not vomited this whole pregnancy. I had my breakfast this morning, Weetabix, and I vomited. Oh my god, I tried so hard to keep it down. I was like, I can feel it coming, I can feel it coming. I was like, no, it's not gonna come, and then all of it out. And I've been having loose bowel movements. If you have had given birth before, you know those sometimes be the signs, okay? Vomiting, that, and all other things. So feeling optimistic. And when Matthew came back from the gym, I told him I'd vomited. He was like, oh, this baby's coming then, because that's exactly what happened the last time. When I got induced, when the contractions were about to start, I started vomiting. Oh. But anyway, apart from that, I feel fine. Got my water. I'm gonna drink some water as I make my way there, because when I get there, I'll need to give a urine sample. They'll take my blood, and then we'll see the midwife and see if I can have a sweep or not. But apart from that, feeling good. The sun is shining, and I'm about to drive. It's 11:40. My appointment's not until 1:30, but I want to go to Primark and get like a big night dress, because I thought I had one from when I gave birth to Ezra, but I can't find it. So I need to get one of those, and that's the only last thing I need to get. Before I left just now, I packed like my toiletries and stuff that I had left to pack into my hospital bag, because I was like, babe, if I don't come back, this is the stuff that you need to bring. He was like, but take it downstairs now. But anyway, I'll give you guys an update once I've seen the midwife. Guys, I need to put you somewhere, maybe here. I'm back from my appointment, and I'll update you when I get home about the appointment. But I stopped over at Nando's since I was sick this morning. Oh, look at that. Well, first of all, I had to go to Starbucks to get a cup with water, and then I got the ice. Oh, so satisfying. This is the kind of ice I was saying I like. It's just, oh, so nice and pebbled. It's just delicious. I'm vlogging on my phone, but oh, and it's hot today. It's currently 24 degrees Celsius, so high 70s. Ooh. That's the one. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, go home. I'll update you guys when I get home. Operation get baby out. I'm walking the loop that I've been walking again, and hopefully after the sweep today, you know, something can happen. Fingers crossed. I'm walking with Matt and Ezra. They're ahead of me off, and I'm trying to do some curb walking. Let me do it now, which is basically like that, one up, one down. It's meant to help the baby descend. Here's my pumpkin. Hey, pumpkin. Where's Daddy? It's all the way over there in the neighborhood. Well, good morning. It is a day in June. Was it 16th? 17th. 17th of June. I am 41 plus 1 day pregnant, and if your maths is really good, that means I'm 8 days past my due date. Not quite overdue yet, because I think you have to be 42 weeks pregnant for you to be classed overdue. So I'm past due, but not overdue. Anyway, we're going to the hospital to get induced. I've got my vlogging camera, but I forgot to bring a battery and I couldn't be bothered to go back. So if this dies, I'm gonna have to just vlog on my phone. And I'm kind of trying to preserve this because I want to take nice pictures of the baby. There's my other baby. Say hi, Ez.
Hello.
Where are you going?
I'm Sonic.
Okay, where's Sonic going?
Gigi's house.
Gigi's house. Gonna stay with Uncle Austin, right?
Yeah, then no one else.
Then TT.
And is that Max? Is that Max?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your friend?
No. No.
Okay,
I don't play with him.
Okay, I don't know.
You know Max kicked Cody in the butt cheek.
Whoa, what's going
No,
on?
no,
Anyway,
in
here's
the belly.
father to be of 2. He's approaching the roundabout, so he can't really say anything. How do you feel, babe? Good, yeah? And tomorrow is Father's Day, so if this baby comes today or tomorrow, Matthew's getting a really nice, extra special Father's Day present, innit, babe?
Yeah.
So, yeah, exciting times ahead of us. I'll keep you updated. And yeah, I feel good. Here's the bump. I'll have to show you in like a mirror because it's actually not that big. It's still only 40 inches, 102 centimeters. It hasn't grown since the last time I had vlogged. So yeah, I'm excited. This time I'm definitely more excited than when I was the first time. Remember when I had to go in for the induction the last time, babe?
Yeah.
I was crying. It was bad, wasn't it? It wasn't bad, but like I was like more nervous.
Your first time?
Which one was it?
Yeah, so I was more nervous the last time.
Mommy,
This
I
time-
didn't saw.
It was because I was going to give birth to you, babe. The doctors, you was in my tummy that time. Anyway, we still don't know what we're having, it's a boy or girl, but all we know and we ask God is for a healthy baby, and for mummy to
Mommy,
be
can I
healthy, for
talk
daddy
now?
to be healthy, for mummy to be healthy, for baby to be healthy, and for us to walk out of that hospital dwe agima, which means as one, full, no complications. So yeah, God be with us. What do you want to say?
When the baby's here, I want to call the baby.
What do you want to call the baby? Anyway,
Jude.
Jude?
Yes.
Well, that's one of his friends' names. Jude's already be taken. It might not be a boy, it might be a girl. Hi everybody, how you guys doing? Nice to see you guys again. I've missed you. Let me bring you in close. I'm gonna sit down. It's been 5 weeks since I last picked up the camera. Time goes quickly. The last time you saw me, I was on my way to the hospital because I was going to be induced. That was the 17th of June. And I dropped off Ezra. Me and Matthew dropped off Ezra. And then we made our way to the hospital. I was induced at 6:30 p.m. And if you're new here, Ezra is my son, Matthew is my husband. Welcome. My name is Maureen. So I was induced at 6:30. They induced me with pessary, which was the same as when I had Ezra. I then went walking around. We went and had dinner. And then I remember I had sushi, but like the cooked sushi, and then I had a mocktail, and Matthew had pasta, I remember. And then we went back to the hospital about just before 10 p.m. because they were going to close the doors at 10 p.m. And then I was getting monitored again at 12:30. So once they put the pessary in, they monitor you every 6 hours. So they monitored me at 12:30, and then I went to bed. And then I woke up at like 5. I hope you can hear me because they're cutting the grass outside. But I woke up at 5:30. Was it 5:30? I woke up at 5 in the morning. I remember waking up at 5 and I was like, I feel like the pessary has fallen out. That's the induction drug. And it hadn't fallen out. It fell out with Ezra. It hadn't fallen out this time. It was loose basically, but I knew they were going to check me again at 6:30, so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to bed. So I went to bed, and then they woke me up at 6:30 to check, and then I remember telling the midwife, I think my pessary has come out, and it's loose, and she checked and she was like, yeah, it's loose, I'll put it back in. So this is now 7 o'clock. 6:30 she put it on. She monitored me again for half an hour to make sure that the baby was fine, and everything was fine. And at that point I was like, I'm going to have a shower because today, now it's June 18th, Father's Day. So I was like, I'm going to have a shower right now because I know today this baby is coming. So I went and had a shower. I remember having a shower. I had all my toiletries and everything. This time when I went to the hospital, I didn't pack crazy. I packed things that we're going to use, okay? I didn't go there with suitcases. I just had my little carry-on bag and then a baby bag. So I packed with sense because obviously it's not my first rodeo. So I had my shower. I was fresh, and then I had breakfast. I remember I had the same breakfast as I had last time, which was Weetabix. And Weetabix is great because it has fiber. And you know, after you've had baby, sometimes the bowels, you know, like block up. So I had fiber. I had Weetabix, so the fiber was in me. Anyway, so this was now, by the time I've had breakfast, it was like 8:30. By 9:30 I had started to have mild contractions. So the day before, after they put the pessary in and I went for a walk, I was getting tightening. So very, very early contractions, so nothing crazy. By 9:30 on the 18th of June, the contractions were coming. Again, I could breathe through them. They were just like tightening, you know, like it was, they were mild. Let's just call them mild contractions because the deadly ones came later. And then, so it was 9:30. I was going through the mild contractions. I was timing them, but they were quite far apart. They were almost coming like every 5 minutes or so. That's too far apart. My battery's about to die, but they were coming quite far apart. And then I just kept monitoring now. 10:30, 11:30. By 12 o'clock, the contractions were coming every minute at this point. And I called the midwives because I was like to them, I need you guys to check me to make sure that I'm dilated. So this whole time before I went in to be induced, I had 2 sweeps and I was 1 centimeter dilated the whole time. I never went past 1 centimeter, even with 2 sweeps. And 2 sweeps, that's when, if you're not aware of what the sweep is, when they like go into your vagina and then they basically sweep around to try and break the membranes to encourage the baby to be born, basically. But that didn't work for me. And by the time I had the baby, I was 9 days overdue or past due. And when I had Ezra 5 years ago, I was 12 days past due. So it just seems that my body likes to take a little bit more time to make the babies. That's what I read. That's what I'm going with. Okay, that's what I'm going with. So by 12 o'clock, the contractions had ramped the hell up. Okay, I couldn't sit. So I asked them to come and check me to see how far dilated I was. So they checked me and they told me I was 3 centimeters dilated at this point, and they could feel like my cervix was fully effaced, or whatever the term was. I was basically there, like I was getting there. I was early, but I was getting there. So anyway, the contractions are coming, it's getting stronger, and then I went to walk to get a ball, like a birthing ball, so I can just jump on it. The birthing ball was so pumped up, like I just was really uncomfortable to what I was used to at home. So I asked the midwife to go and if she can like get the air out of the ball because it was too pumped. Anyway, by the time she came back, things had gone next level, like it had ramped up. So she was like, try and go to the toilet. I need you to go to the toilet because I couldn't remember the last time I went to the toilet. So I went to the toilet. I came back and I had a bloody show, which is, I guess that's, you know, that's when everything was happening. So she was like, when did you have the bloody show? I was like, babes, I don't know. You're asking me questions I don't know. Don't ask. This is not the time for these questions. I was like, I don't know. I was like to her, like, the contraction at this point, this is now like 12, let's say like maybe 20 past 12. The contractions are coming fast. Like I felt like the contractions were coming every 20 seconds. They weren't. They obviously were coming every minute for a minute. That's about the time frame. But when you're in the motion, it felt like, oh. At this point, had no drugs. I was in the birthing suite, not delivery suite. I was up in the ward, and in the ward here in the UK, they don't give you gas and air. They don't have the gas and air connectors in the ward. They only have it at the delivery suite. So obviously at this point I had no painkillers. She had offered me like painkillers, and I was like, babes, I had the painkillers last time, and it just made the baby sleepy. Like they had no effect on me. So I was like, nah. I was like, when we get down to the delivery suite, I want gas in there, I want epidural, I want it all, okay? But let's wait until we get downstairs. So she knew that I wanted a gas in there when I got downstairs. So so I'm gonna go. So anyway, so now 12:30. I remember my mum was texting me. She was like, "Shall I come now? Shall I come now?" Because my mum was my other birth partner as well as my husband Matt. And I remember texting her and just being like, "No, not yet. Like everything, things are moving, but you don't need to come just yet." Because at that time at 12:30, it wasn't like they weren't saying that we need to go now. It was just I thought I still had time, and the contractions were strong, and sorry, I had to change the battery. So yeah, the contractions were strong, but I was breathing through them. Like unlike the last time, because last time when I had Ezra, I had epidural, so I really didn't feel my contractions at all. No, I did feel them earlier on, but like not as quickly as I was laboring this time. And I knew when it was going to peak and then it would come back down again. So the midwife was telling me, like breathe. You're going to peak. It's going to get really bad. And then it's going to come back down again and you'll get a break. So basically, I was listening to her. I could hear her like this time. I could hear what they were saying. I was following what they were telling me. So I was just breathing. I was grasping Matthew's neck. I was holding onto the furniture, anyway. So it escalated very quickly from 12:30 when I last spoke to my mum. I called my mum at 1 and I was like, "Mum, you need to come now. My mum doesn't live that far away from this particular hospital, so she was like, "Okay, I'm coming. Where do I need to go?" I told her where. I remember I called her and then a contraction was coming. I was like, "I'm going to call you back." So I hung up, went through the contraction, called her back. Like nothing had happened. I was like, "Yeah, come to this wing at the hospital, So at that point, after I called my mum, the midwives came again and they were like, "Yeah, you look like in a bad way, so we're going to check you again, and then if you're dilated enough, we'll go." So they checked me and I was dilated. I think they maybe have said I was 8 centimeters at this point, but I was ready to go downstairs to the delivery suite either way. So they checked me. They took the pessary out, which is the drug that induces the labor, and they brought the wheelchair to wheel me down. They told Matthew to get our stuff ready. So now it was go. Now it's like 1:15. I want to say it's like 1:15, 1:20. I'm still having the contractions. They're coming fast. Still no painkiller. We haven't gotten downstairs, so I don't even have any gas in there. So I remember they were about to pull me to go and to head downstairs to the delivery suite, and I had a contraction. I was like, "No," I was like, "I've got to stand up." So I was like, "Woo!" I had my contraction. This is way milder than it was. But you know what? There's no way I could have filmed it, because first of all, I don't want to look back at myself in that much pain. And two, that's the last thing that was on my mind. I brought my camera to the hospital and I don't think I ever pulled it out. And I brought my camera to the hospital, not to vlog, but I brought it to take pictures of the baby and us at the end. I didn't even remember. But anyway, so they wheeled me downstairs, and I remember on my way down, because you have to take the lift downstairs. Luckily, it was a Sunday, so there wasn't that many people like it were last time when I was with Ezra. And I had a contraction like in the hallway. Because I didn't want to look bushy and scare people, I did not. You couldn't have even known that I was having a contraction. I was so calm. I was like, Well, when I was in the ward, I was screaming down the place. So we went downstairs. We got down to the delivery suite, and I remember I was room 2. I barely walked into the room, because as you walk into the room, there's these curtains that stop. If someone's coming into the room, they obviously don't see you mid-birth. So there was these curtains. So I barely made it to the curtain, and the midwives were saying, "We need to get you on the bed because we need to monitor the baby. We need to get you on the bed." So they had put the things around me to monitor the baby, the straps, but I just couldn't get my legs up to get on the bed. I was like, again, the contractions were so strong and I was feeling everything. I kept telling her, where's the gas and air? Where's the gas and air? And then she was like, I'm trying to find the right mouthpiece. I'm trying to find the correct mouthpiece. So she's faffing about. I'm in this point, like I would feel the baby was coming. So I'm screaming, oh my God, I can feel the baby. And she was like, it's the baby's coming. I was like, my bum hurts. Like I was screaming. And she was like, that's the baby's coming. Anyway, so my mum still wasn't in the room. And I think like mentally somewhere in the back, like I was in and out. Like I felt like I was like going in from conscious to unconscious. Obviously that wasn't happening. I was just kind of like in and out of, I don't know. So I remember at one point I was like, oh, I feel there's something trickling down my leg. And I was like, oh, at the next contraction, after the next contraction, I'm going to have a look. So I had a look and I was like, oh yeah, it's blood. There's blood coming out. And then I was like, oh, well, another contraction's coming. So like, I'm back into the days of like the contraction. Honestly, childbirth is mad, you know, like it's so mad what women go through to bring these children into the world. Anyway, they told me we can't get a good heart rate of the baby. We need you to get on the bed. And as soon as they said like the baby is getting distressed, the way my legs lifted onto the bed, hey, those words, the baby's getting distressed, I was like, it's okay, babes. I was onto the bed. And you remember like a little while ago, I told them that I can't lift my legs. I lifted. I was on the bed. I was on the bed and I went on my side. So I was sideways like this. These are my legs. I was sideways. Anyway, I got on the bed and they said, oh, the baby likes this. So I was like, oh God. I was like, thank God, everything's good. Because when I was having Ezra, when they said to me, oh, the baby's getting distressed, they basically stopped my contractions because they couldn't get the baby like to calm down. So they stopped. So I was worried that they would stop my contractions if they couldn't, get the baby to calm down. But it's fine. The baby was calm. She finally got me the gas and air. So I was puffing away at the gas and air. I was puffing away on that. I probably had about 5 puffs. Anyway, I was on my side. She said to me, okay, put your leg on my chest. This is the midwife. The midwives are like mad, She was like, put your leg on my chest and push onto me. And I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah. She was like, come on. I was like, all right. This time there's another midwife that came in. So there's now 2 midwives. And then I heard my mum walk into the door. My mum walks in through the door at 1:29 p.m. And the baby was born at 1:32 p.m. after 2 pushes. When the midwife said, put your leg on my chest, she said, push the baby, the baby's coming, push the baby. So I pushed and the baby was born in still the waters, the amniotic fluid was still, the sac was still intact. My waters never broke in this whole 1 hour time frame. Because remember, when I was upstairs, it's 12:30 when I was speaking to my mum. Now it's 1:28, 29, and I'm downstairs in the delivery suite giving birth to this baby. So the baby was born in waters. They broke the waters obviously once the head was out. And then she said to me, my mum walked in at 1:29. She came in, held my hand. My mum is praying because my mum is prayer warrior, okay? Mum was praying. Mum came in. I remember her putting her bag down. I was like, Mum, you made it. And she was like, yeah, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. And then she was praying and I was holding her hand. And the midwife said, on the next push baby out. So on the next push, on the next contraction, push the baby out. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. And on that next contraction, I pushed the baby out. I pushed the baby out in 2 pushes. This birth was completely different to Ezra's birth. I can link Ezra's labour and birth story up here because that was completely different to this. So on my notes, the birth, the labour was put down, active labour was put down as 1 hour and 13 minutes. On Ezra's, it was 16 hours, okay? So, yeah. But both births, I was induced. I really thought I was going to go into labour myself, and I didn't. I went overdue 9 days. I was overdue with Ezra, 12 days. So, I know they say that second time babies come quick. quicker. I mean, they might come quicker in terms of birth, but in terms of them being like not overdue, I don't believe that. That's a myth. So the baby was born at 1:32 p.m. My mum walked into the room at 1:29. 1:32 p.m. the baby was born, and she barely just made it. They gave me the baby, and I didn't know what gender the baby was going to be this whole time. We kept it secret. We kept it a surprise because neither me and Matthew knew. And they gave me the baby to look, and I looked and I was like, it's a boy! So yes, we had another boy, and his name is Preston Imani. Imani means faith in Swahili. I'm Kenyan, and Swahili is one of my languages. So yeah, he's called Preston Imani, my beautiful baby boy. Looks just like Ezra. Lots of hair. He weighed 7 pounds 8 ounces. Ezra weighed 7 pounds 9 ounces. And yeah, what a blessing. Like, amazing. Like, I felt like a superwoman after that. I literally was like, I'm a badass. Like, I've just delivered that baby. I've just given birth to that baby in 2 pushes, and the labor and the active labor was an hour. Like, what? Come on, put some respect on my name, okay? Put some respect on my name. That's how I felt. I was like, I felt elated. I felt like, wow, like, God, you really brought me through this. Like, you carried me this whole way, and I was so grateful. I am so grateful for just how everything went, because as I showed you guys, I was on blood thinners. They were talking about if I lose too much blood, I would have to have a blood transfusion. And I didn't want to have a blood transfusion because I give blood, and it's really important for me to give blood. And once I have a blood transfusion, I can no longer give blood. So it was important for me not to give blood. Obviously, I would still choose my life over that, but I was praying that I did not lose too much blood and I would have to have a blood transfusion. So I only lost 200 ml of blood, which they were thinking if I lost 1,000 or more, I would have had to have a blood transfusion. I didn't need that. I went home 6 hours after giving birth. What? They were like, you can go home. I was like, really? So yeah, I went home that evening at 7. And by the time I got home at 8, my whole family was here meeting baby Preston Imani. Like, crazy. It was such a completely different birth story to my first. And I'm just so grateful. Yeah, he now weighs nearly 11 pounds. We're still adjusting. He doesn't, he's still a baby. So like the sleep is not great. And when you've come from sleeping 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours, and now you're sleeping 2, wake up, 3, wake up, it's hard. But we'll get through this. These 2 shall pass. So yeah, he's really cute as well. So I'll definitely show you Preston. I want you guys to meet my Preston Imani. And yeah, that's my labor and birth story.
He said that's a boy.
Mommy, is it a boy?
What do you think?
What do you think?
A boy.
Yeah, it's a boy.
I told you it's a boy.
You was right.
Yeah.
You wanna sit next to mommy?
Yeah.
Here's the baby and the daddy. Hello, Preston. You cheeky monkey. You cheeky monkey.
Yeah.
You cheeky monkey.
Look at you.
Look at you, chin chins.
Hey,
Look at you, chin chins. Look at you, gorgeous baby. You gorgeous. Lots of hair. Look, you're crying. Look at me. Look at you, big boy. Chin 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 chins. Hello, baby. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Ah, there you go. He said hello to you guys.
Hey, monster.
Ah,
Well done.
you're nearly 8 weeks, aren't you, Papa? On
Yeah.
Friday. On Friday. Yeah, Bubba.